Hi, good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is to determine, it's your first chance to hear formally what the charge or charges against you are. I will determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that the facts and circumstances known at the time make it more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, you're presumed to be innocent of these charges. That presumption of innocence stays with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. To set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule. Here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest, I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Jessica Johnson. Morning, Miss Johnson. What's your date of birth?
3/14/86.
Jessica, I have a warrant here for you from the state of Texas. Your options this morning are this. You're entitled to an extradition hearing with regard to that warrant if you wish. The point of an extradition hearing would be to determine if you're the right Jessica Johnson and if Texas actually has a valid warrant for you. While you were waiting for that process to happen, you'd stay in the jail here in Hernando County. That process takes about 60 days. My guess is that of those of us here this morning, nobody knows better than you whether or not this warrant is likely valid and you're the right person. But if you'd like to have that hearing, we can arrange that. But like I said, it might cause you to spend about 60 days in my jail. Your other option is that you can waive your right to that hearing this morning if you wish. If you waive your right this morning, the state of Texas will be notified immediately and told that they have 15 days to come and get you. If they haven't picked you up in 15 days, you'd be brought back before me. And I would find out if they're actually coming to get you or what the problem is, and we'd see where we go from there. So, would you like us to arrange an extradition hearing, Jessica, or would you like to put Texas on the clock this morning?
I'd like to put them on the clock.
There you go. Sign that form for me, and we'll get them going.
Thanks, sir.
Very good. So, Jessica, if you're still here in 15 days, they're going to bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the problem is, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Lindsay Rabavero. Morning, young lady. What's your date of birth?
1/29/81.
Lindsay, you are here on probable cause arrest for violation of probation in 2 cases. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Private counsel.
Very good. Bond on those is, of course, going to be no bond. I will send you back. Is there anything earlier than that, Shay? The 6/26?
Yeah.
6/12? Okay. I'll send you back June 12th with Judge Merritt. When you contact your lawyer, Lindsay, make sure you tell him about that court date, June 12th, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
James Grady. Morning, Mr. Grady. What's your date of birth?
Morning, sir. 3/24/69.
James, you are here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for 2 counts, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Is there any way we can resolve that today, sir?
I will ask the assistant state attorney and see what she says. Sometimes they don't have enough information, Jim, at first appearance, but.
Your Honor, let me just run through his history real quick.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ask him some questions so we know about it.
Okay.
Jim, I've got an address for you on Airmont Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
A few years.
Okay. Are you working these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I was bouncer.
Say again?
A bouncer at a club, sir.
Oh, which club? Where?
The View.
Okay.
Your Honor, he does have some history. It does appear to be battery, driving while license suspended, some probation violations. I don't see drug history. It does have defrauding a pawnbroker. If he wanted to do 45 days, I would do 45 days this morning.
Okay. Jim, the offer is 45 days in the county jail. Is that something you want to do?
Nope.
I didn't think so. You want the public defender?
Yes.
All right. I'll appoint the PD. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each count, so your total's $1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 15th of June. When you get out, contact the PD right away. Okay. What's that?
I thought one count of marijuana and the paraphernalia. I'll get two.
It's 1 count of marijuana and 1 count of paraphernalia.
My bond was actually 200.
No, your bond was $2,000. Somebody told you the bondsman would charge you $200. I reduced your bond to $1,000, so now the bondsman will charge you $100.
Beautiful.
All right, there you go.
I'll be out of here shortly.
Okay. Terry Horner?
Yep.
Want to start with your date of birth?
1981.
Terry, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself and hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I already have a private lawyer.
Okay. Very good. Bond on the warrant, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. I will move your case to the 12th of June. They told you the 18th. We'll have you back on the 12th of June with your other case. Make sure you tell your private lawyer about what happened, okay?
They already know.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yep.
DeAndre Jackson. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
August 28, 1992.
DeAndre, I have 2 charges today. I've got burglar of a dwelling and grand theft auto. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Appoint a public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. States.
Showing a probation violation from April of this year out of Pasco, probation violation from April of this year out of Hernando, trespass to structure out of Hernando in January, no disposition, failure to appear out of Pasco in January of this year, failure to appear out of Hernando in January of this year, trespassing out of Hernando in 2017, no disposition, adjudicated guilty in January of this year for trespass with structure occupied out of Pasco, adjudication withheld in January of this year for driving while license suspended, adjudicated guilty for resisting, those are out of Pasco, trespass from 2017 out of Hernando, no disposition, trespass to structure and resisting without violence out of Hernando in 2017, no disposition, adjudicated guilty for aggravated stalking with credible threat in 2015, an action was dropped for possession of cocaine in that case out of Hernando, probation violation out of Pasco in 2015, failure to appear out of Hernando in 2013, probation violation and failure to appear out of Hernando in 2013, and action was dropped in 2013 for violation of pretrial release.
That's probably good. Thanks. DeAndre, I've got an address for you on Centerwood Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
A while.
Good enough. You got a job these days?
No.
Leave your bonds per the schedule, $15,000 on the burglary, $2,000 on the GTA. You'll have no contact with Anthony Becker or Kayana Harris or their address, which was 8189 Philatelic Drive. You'll be back in court on the 18th of June. If you get out, you should contact the PD right away. Thank you. Tommy Geraz. Incoming, sorry. All right, sir, what's your date of birth?
6/13/85.
I've got two warrants for you today. It looks like they were both signed by Judge Scaglione. In each one, he found probable cause for one organized fraud and one attempted organized fraud. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
Showing a failure to appear out of Hernando in 2017, failure to appear out of Hernando in 2014, adjudicated guilty for petty theft 2013 out of Hernando, adjudicated guilty in 2015, burglary of a structure out of Hernando, adjudicated guilty 2007, leaving the scene of an accident with property damage out of Hernando, and action was dropped in 2007 for possession of a controlled substance, adjudicated guilty in 2007 for cannabis, adjudicated guilty 2007, resisting without violence, and driving while license suspended. Those are all out of Levy County. Adjudicated guilty 2007, driving while license suspended, no motor vehicle registration, and reckless driving, out of Hernando. And it does say he is a multi-source offender, but I do not have the out-of-state history.
Okay. Any idea what the story behind these bond amounts is?
I do not know this one.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Tommy, where you been staying lately?
Over on Fort Court.
Okay, you staying with somebody else?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a job these days?
I work part-time.
Okay, what do you do?
Home renovations.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave the bonds per Judge Scaglione's warrants because they're unusual and they must mean something. So that's $12,000 on the attempt and $32,000 on the completed crime for a total of $44,000. They'll both be back on the 18th of June. If you get out, you should go see the PD. If you can't get out, they'll come see you and see if they can't do something about those bonds. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Richard Jericho. Morning, Richard. What's your date of birth?
11/22/1979.
Richard, first thing I have for you is a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. Apparently you failed to appear in front of her on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. And then we have a new charge, which is a felony retail theft. There's probable cause for that. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you tell me.
Your Honor, his history, apparently he was on PTI. There was a PTI rejection forthcoming in 2017 CF 2002 for controlled substance. Adjudication paraphernalia in 2017, adjudication battery in 2016, withhold of petty theft in 2001. There is also battery in 1988 that was dismissed, and multiple out-of-state histories here. Battery, domestic violence, DUI from 2002. I'm not showing a disposition in those cases. Appears to be battery, disorderly conduct in 2010. Again, I'm not showing a disposition in those cases.
Okay.
2010 conviction for domestic abuse incident. Possession of Schedule 1 and 2 narcotics, 2011, not showing a disposition.
These are all out of state without.
Those are out of state, and I see a bail jumping in 2011, multiple counts, and I see one was dismissed, but I don't know what happened on the other ones. bail jumping convicted in 2011, disorderly conduct convicted in 2011.
Okay. All right. Richard, where you been staying lately?
What's that, sir?
Where do you live? Where you been staying?
I don't have no place to live.
Okay, you've been living outdoors?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I had a job.
Okay. I will leave the bond at $1,000 on Judge Rupi's warrant. I'll send you back to see her on the 15th of June. On the new felony, I will leave the bond at $2,000. I'll move that to the 12th of June. They told you the 18th. You'll be back on the 12th. If you're able to get out, you should contact the Public Defender's Office right away, okay? Wyatt Webb? Morning, Mr. Webb. What's your date of birth?
3/20/99.
Mr. Webb, I have two warrants for you today. They were both signed by Judge Toner. In each case, he found probable cause for violation of probation. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on those warrants is no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to court on both of them on the 18th of June. Public defender will come see you before you go to court, okay?
And your,
Alright, thank you.
if
Go
I
ahead.
may, it
Hang on.
appears that there is one more outstanding warrant, 2017 CF 1770.
It's also a VOP. Don't know.
I believe it is a violation of probation warrant as well.
Okay.
I believe it may have been issued yesterday.
Oh, okay, so they may not know about it yet. So there may be another warrant coming for Wyatt today or tomorrow.
I only have one on him this morning.
There's two.
Two there, and then like I said, I'm showing that
What's the
third
other
case.
case number?
1707.
Yeah,
Thank you.
17707 and 17975.
But then he's got 2017 CF 1770
Is also
is the other one that's pending.
okay.
So
All right, very good. Thank you. Devlin Erickson. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
6597.
Devlin, I have two charges today. I've got a felony domestic battery by strangulation and criminal mischief. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD, Steve.
showing a probation violation in October of 2017 out of Hernando, contempt of domestic violence injunction from 2017 out of Hernando, not sure the disposition, a battery out of Hernando dropped in 2016, a criminal mischief in 2017 that was also dropped. There's a juvenile arrest for criminal mischief in 2013 that was dropped, and he's showing as a single source offense.
Okay. And Devlin, I have an address here on Union Street. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
Over about, I would say about 2 years. I was thinking
Okay.
of my mom helping over.
Okay. Does Summer live there as well?
No, sir.
She does not?
No, sir.
Okay. You have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I maintain the golf course at Southern Hills
Okay.
full time.
Okay. On the felony charge, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. On the criminal mischief at $500. That's a total of $3,000. However, condition of your bond is that you'll have no contact with Summer. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact her through any social media. Don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bonds will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she'll get to make. She might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them she's not interested in pursuing this matter. but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you that the charges have been dropped, you should assume they have not been dropped, and you should not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold you at the jail today up till 4 p.m. so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. I'm going to have you back in court on the 18th of June. Very important that you contact the public defender's office if you get out, all right?
I understand, Your Honor.
Thank you. Leonimed Rivera. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
0108-1997, sir.
Okay. All right. So you are back from yesterday. Apparently, Judge Rupi wanted more information. They have provided me with more information now in a PC affidavit. I'm going to find probable cause for the charge of aggravated stalking. As to that charge, did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. Do you have his stuff with you today?
Yes, I do, Your
Okay,
Honor.
give me the record.
It's a probation violation on Hernando in 2016, a violation of domestic violence injunction, disposition guilty in 2016 on Hernando, guilty disposition 2016, aggravated stalking with credible threat out of Hernando, also with burglary charges. That was the same victim. I do know that he did serve time at Department of Corrections on the burglary case. It being the same victim, and the victim who has the injunction was the aggravated stalking, which I reviewed yesterday, and it looked like he got credit time served there and went to DOC on the burglary.
Right.
There's also driving while license suspended on Hernando in 2015.
All right. And Mr. Rivera, I have an address for you on Lincoln Avenue in Town. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir. I stay with my mother and my dad.
Okay. How long have you been there?
I've been there for about 2 weeks now.
Are you working? Okay. Do you have a job?
I was supposed to get hired at Tire Depot on Monday.
Okay.
I know if I got it here, I'll have a job. Definitely.
Okay.
Judge, just a question. The copy I have isn't signed. I'm assuming yours is.
It isn't, but that was because we were telling them to get it to us quick, like.
Okay.
And
So
my
I'm sure they'll follow it up with a.
My understanding is the copy that was provided was actually provided by me this morning. I received an email copy.
Right.
I did speak directly with Deputy Groves, who said that she was going to go and fix it. I explained to leave it with classifications or with booking, and that it would hopefully come over with the signed paperwork. So I'm assuming the only reason my copy's not signed is because it was not a
The
scanned
email
copy.
copy,
It
right.
was an email
Right.
copy.
Right.
Um,
And the state will
so-
follow up with that. I'm sure Deputy Grove's been here a long time. He'll find her and get it signed.
So.
Okay. Mr. Rivera, what I'm going to do in your case is set the bond at $10,000. Condition of the bond, of course, is that you have no contact with Brittany Hartman. Did you hear me explain no contact a moment ago?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that?
Yes, I do, sir.
All right, very good. We'll have you back in court then on the 18th of June. If you get out, you should contact the public defender right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. And then I have Robbie Long.
Judge, that's a violation. It was financial in nature. He's apparently paid everything up, and probation has an amended recommendation, terminate with credit time served of 3 days. Is that correct?
You're absolutely correct.
Okay.
Okay, so we still want him to admit a violation?
Yes.
That's up to the court how they want to handle that.
All right. And, okay. Robbie, you want to take time served, get out of jail today?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, an admission today, you give up the right to have a trial to the court, the right to confront the witnesses against you, and the right to have an attorney. Well, you do have an attorney, sorry. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 18MM1840, admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I'll accept the admission, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will revoke and terminate the probation, unsuccessfully adjudicate you guilty of the underlying charge, sentence you to 3 days in the county jail, credit 3 days served. Be a $50 cost of prosecution, $100 for the public defender's office, and your cost of incarceration. That takes care of it. Robbie, if there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good luck. And Sean Campbell?
Judge, Mr. Campbell apparently has resolved his felony with 2 years of community control. He has 2 cases, 18 MM17, that's a petty theft. He has 26 days on that. And 17 CT 3794, a misdemeanor driving. He has 36 days on that.
And these are just time served, please, to these.
That would we
Yes.
be asking for.
And any restitution in the theft case.
None, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, Sean, you want to resolve the misdemeanors with time served?
Yes, sir.
You understand by entering pleas today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve these cases today?
Yes, sir.
In case number 18MM17, as to the charge of petty theft, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 26 days in the county jail, credit 26 days served. Finding court costs is $620, $100 for the public defender's office. I will not order costs of incarceration because I'm sure that happened in circuit court. In case number 17, CT 3794, as to the charge, is that a dwellers?
Yes, Your Honor.
That you drove knowing your license had been suspended or revoked. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find that it was freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 36 days in the county jail, credit 36 days served. Finding court costs is $438, $100 for the public defender's office. That takes care of your misdemeanors, Sean. You're now, if there's nothing else keeping you in jail, you'll be released today and get busy on your other issues, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Good luck. And we're adjourned.